Moshe says to Hashem, show me your face. And God says, no man can see my face and live. But if you like, you can go against that rock there. I'll pass my glory before you, and you can see the back of my head. What does that mean? When Moshe said, may I see your face, what he was really saying is, tell me why bad things happen to good people. Why do the evil prosper and the righteous suffer? And God said, no man can see my face and live. No man can see me in the present. But after the fact, they can see the back of my head. In hindsight, you could understand me. Let's talk about that. Couldn't the converse be true also? That means, couldn't the converse be, if you don't see me, then man can live? How could God then do miracles, involve himself in our lives, yet remain hidden? That would allow God to exist in our lives. So now we can see how God exists in our lives, as evident by this television show I saw last night. Does anyone know what Forensic Files is? Yeah. You watch murders, they tell you how, exact, great show. Here's what I saw last night. A girl is kidnapped and murdered. The last person to see her was her mother. Right before the mother saw her, she gave her her fur coat. It had a little rabbit hair on it because she wanted her to wear it. She went to the water fountain, a custodian grabbed her, killed her, did terrible things, and they couldn't figure out who it was. The body was removed. They didn't know where to find him. They had no trace of DNA except for 3 rabbit hairs from that very coat. If Hashem did not put it into the mind and allow the girl at that moment to see the mother, they never would have captured this killer. And he got 50 years. And he even said when they caught him, prove it. He said that to them. So they went back to the car, they kept on looking, and they found the fur, and they made the connection, and he went to jail. That is a manifestation of God hiding, as we just spoke about. Let's talk about another. Does anyone know about the O.J. Simpson case? Okay. When he committed that murder, there was no doubt in anyone's mind, this man is guilty. It was so ridiculous, him trying to put on the glove, this, that. It was so ridiculous, and everyone knew. He was in the Ford Explorer, Bronco, trying to get away, trying to escape. He had blood everywhere. I don't know how that got there. They had tapes of him, pictures of him beating her with recorded tapes of her calling 911, and yet he says he doesn't know what happened. He's still looking for the killer. So he gets off. Everyone is heartbroken. Yet 10 years later to the date, does anyone know what happened? Someone stole O.J. Simpson's Super Bowl memorabilia. His ring, his this, his that, and he wanted it back. He stole it back. He took out a gun to get it back. Only this time, he got in jail. They put him in jail for 10 years. How could that be? Because again, and it was to the date. Hashem is there, we don't see him. Another personal example. I lost a wonderful relative of mine. He was a wonderful nephew, and unfortunately, he passed away. It was something that was complete shock. He was only, I think, 14 years old. Complete shock. Guess what? 1 year later to the day that there was a funeral in the room for this boy, his mother, who was not 25 at the time, a little bit older, she gave birth to a baby on the exact same time there was a bris. How does that happen? Hashem. And here's another story, and we'll end it with that. There was a lady who worked in a mikveh, and this older woman came in, and she had 2 daughters, but they did not look like they were observant or religious at all. The mikveh lady didn't say anything, and she was just staring at her. And the older lady says, she was sitting next to one of her daughters. The other daughter had used the mikveh. She said, you're looking at me funny. She says, no. She says, I'm going to tell you a story. I know I look the way I look, but here's what you don't know. 40 years ago, I was in the Holocaust, and they killed my twin daughters. I didn't know what to do. I escaped the Holocaust with my husband, but we couldn't be with each other because who could think about those things? And even more so, I was in Nida. I couldn't be with him, couldn't do that. So we agreed that we would wait till the end of the war when things had settled, and then I would go to a proper mikveh, and that's exactly what she did. And the day that she went in, she said, Hashem, please, I observed all the laws, even through the hell that I went through. Hashem, please give me my daughters back. And the girl here is one of them, and the one that's in the mikveh getting married, she's the other one. Wow, who would have thought such a thing? Hashem could do anything, and that's a story that happened. You talk about the hidden ways of God. There was a man in San Francisco who had a flight. He got into an argument with the stewardess, with the flight attendant, because he left his tefillin in the lounge. He said, it's just going to be a second. They go, sir, we've already taxied, we've left the gate. If you stand up, we're going to go back to the gate, and we're going to evict you from the plane. And that's exactly what he did. He needed to get his tefillin. I don't want to tell you what that plane ended up at, but yes, it was 9/11. Oh, does that mean, I'm not saying that if you put on tefillin that's not going to happen to you, no. But here is a case where the tefillin came to help this man. And how about the countless, hundreds and hundreds of Jews that worked in the building that were davening and doing slichas that week? That week, the rabbi spoke a little longer, slichos, and many people that should have been in the building, they were not there. Again, another hidden manifestation of the Ratzon Hashem, of the will of God. Thanks, guys.